Okay, hello there from London. Great, okay. Thanks, Sarah, got your message. Okay. Yeah, so a big welcome if you've just joined, and we're going to be kicking off soon. So just give another moment or two for people to arrive. I think there's more people coming.
We are live on YouTube.
Great. So welcome everybody. Welcome this evening. Okay. So maybe let's make a start, seeing as that we've hit the exact time, 7:30, well, at least 7:30 in Ireland and the UK. So I'm Sadai Sihi. I'm here on behalf of the Buddhist Centre Online team. And also with me this evening is Sangadara, who's looking after the live stream. So Sangadara, if you want to give a wave. Firstly, just a very big warm welcome to you all to this first night of the Alive, Aware, Awake home retreat. It's very exciting to have you all here and all just arriving now. So this is our 5th home retreat. So the Buddhist Centre Online has been running these events since the lockdown began, really. And I guess you could say the aim of this was to support people in their practice. We were conscious that people were in different situations. Some people might have been in more retreat-like conditions, but some people obviously possibly even as busy as ever. But we wanted to offer something, some Dharma focus for people, regardless of their context. And so that's what we're hoping these home retreats provide. So if you haven't already checked out the home retreat space, you can do that. And I'll share the link in the chat box shortly. And that's thebuddhistcenter.com/awake. And there you'll find lots of lovely resources, videos, meditations, practice suggestions, all from the Taraloka team. So do check them out. They're really worth having a look at. I just want to say before I introduce Maitra Siddhi, who'll be leading tonight. I'm just very personally excited to be involved in this home retreat. It feels like we've been talking about this for quite a bit of time, and in some ways it feels like it sort of arose out of a previous home retreat which we were doing with Ratnavandana on Being Divine Online, which was about the Brahmaviharas. So these are mental states or divine abidings, very positive mental states that you can dwell in. And that was back, well, I'm not even sure when it was, feels like aeons ago, but we were running it at the time when it would have been happening at Taraloka, and that's how Maitra Siddhi would have been involved in that retreat at the time. So that's how we got started talking about this, and eventually we actually, I guess if you like, made it happen. So I'm really, really pleased that we have had this opportunity to work with the Taraloka team. And you know, just speaking from the engagement I've had with them so far, I've just really appreciated their enthusiasm, their generosity, and also their laughter. There's been a lot of laughter. And if you haven't heard the retreat podcast we did, I'd say just check it out. It was a really, really fun experience to record that with them. They were just talking about their experience of preparing for this retreat, and you'll find that link on our homepage. So tonight what we're going to do is, I guess if you like, it's like as if you're on a retreat itself. It's kind of more of an introduction to setting the scene, setting the context to the retreat. So in this sense, we're going to have a bit of meditation and a small amount of ritual as well. And Maitra Siddhi is going to explain what we're going to do shortly. But I just wanted to mention from the outset that we won't be taking questions this evening, because we're going to preserving the atmosphere of just sort of a more reflective beginning. But do come along on Sunday. Sunday we're going to have a live Q&A with the whole team, and you'll have a chance to ask all your questions then, hopefully. So yeah, So just meant to mention that now. So at this point, I'm going to hand over now to Mitra City, and she's going to introduce the team.
Thanks very much, Sadaya. Well, this is the point where I just kind of get excited and I sort of want to wave my arms and go, woo, we've got people here. I think what's really lovely is I can see loads of people on the screen where it's like they're real heart Tara Loka regulars, you know, and I've seen, you know, some of you coming on retreat like year after year. We've got Damadasian, our Tara Loka president. And then we've got the other end of the spectrum where we've got, you know, women from New Zealand. We've got some guys here. There's people that I think, yeah, I've never met you before and I'm meeting you for the first time on Zoom, and we can, you know, we can't open Tara Loka to you at the moment, but we can open it up virtually. So it's just really, really lovely to see you all. Really, really fantastic. And we are running this sort of like collectively as the Tara Loka community. And, you know, some people are doing more backstage type stuff, but it seems really, really appropriate that actually, well, meet us all, you know, meet the Tara Loka community. So first off, well, there's me, here I am. So my name's Mitra City. I've been living at Tara Loka since 2009, and my name means success based in love or friendliness. And next we have up, Ray.
Hello, my name's Kathy and I'm the kitchen manager here at Tara Loka.
Yeah, let's not have everyone wave at everyone they know, otherwise we're never going to get on to the rest of the evening.
So hello, my name's Maitri Devi. So Maitri is love and a Devi is a queen or a goddess. So queen or goddess of love.
My name's Hridaya Geeta. I've also been here since 2009. Maitri City and I moved in the day after each other in September 2009. My name means Song of the Heart.
Hello everyone, I'm Maitri Mati and my name means she whose mind turns to loving kindness.
Yay!
Hello, I'm Annabeth. I don't have a particularly good reason for why I'm called that. So instead, I'll just have to tell you that I'm here to do the finance and bookkeeping and also a little bit of front desk at the moment. So I might have emailed you, who knows?
Hello. I'm Sarah and I do maintenance and gardening.
Hooray. Great. Okay. So that's us. If we were on a retreat at Tara Loka, sat in the Tara Loka lounge, you would now all be introducing yourselves, but I'm afraid you'll just have to do that over the chat. Right. Yeah, so welcome to this home retreat, Alive, Aware, Awake. And I suppose it just seemed, you know, when I was talking to Sadaya Sihi, you know, all kind of a month ago or 2 months ago or whenever it was, it just seemed like really, really obvious subject, the 4 foundations of mindfulness as a topic for a home retreat. Because, you know, however many there are of you out there, it's like each of you is in your own situation. Some of you may be able to dedicate the entire week to being on retreat. Others will be fitting it in with your families. Others of you will be working alongside, you know, participating in the retreat input. And what seems particularly appropriate is we've got these 4 foundations, these 4 gateways, these 4 perspectives on our experience. And actually, we don't need to be in any particular situation to be able to notice our body. What are the sensations in my body? What are they now? So all of you, you know, just as you're sitting there now, or just notice, can you feel your stomachs? You know, what sensations are announcing themselves right now? And then we've got the second foundation of mindfulness, Vedana, this pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. Don't you worry, it's all going to be unpacked more as the retreat unfolds. And then we can also be aware of the third foundation of mindfulness, our heart minds, our thoughts, our emotions. Like right now, what's our emotional landscape? How does it feel like right now to be me, to be you? And it doesn't have to be a particular way. You know, it could be we're being really frazzled by the kids, or we're rushing to try and get something done. And just bringing that awareness, like, what is this experience like? How does it feel? This, you know, this thing I call, I'm feeling a bit frazzled. How does that feel? Or if we've taken time off, how does it feel to have this space in my life? What is this experience like? So hopefully everyone over the course of this week, you will all get a flavour of what is it like to bring mindfulness into whatever your situation is. I mean, I think there can be a retreat effect where it's like we go away on retreat, if you're a person who's been on retreat, and you go to this other place and have a really marvellous, really spiritual time. And then certainly I always used to be like this. I'd come home, in fact, sometimes I still am like this, come home and sort of crash land into my life. And then you sort of think, where did the retreat go? Whereas there's something about bringing an intensification of practice, just choosing, remembering, I could be present now. I could be interested now. I could be curious right now. And I think that's the powerful thing about home retreats, which actually retreats at retreat centres don't have. So, you know, there's that particular quality, which hopefully you will all be able to appreciate. Yeah. So I feel quite excited about that. So what we're going to be doing for the rest of this evening is, so the running order is going to be, we're going to do a meditation. I'll say more about that in a minute. And then we're going to, and at the end of the meditation, we are going to chant something that the Buddha and his followers chanted, you know, an ancient chant from 2,500 years ago, which is very, very simple and means, may all beings be well and happy. And of course, this includes us, you know, we are one of those all beings. So, you know, all the Buddha's teachings, he says, one thing only I teach, the way leading to the ending of suffering. So it's like, that is what, you know, that is why we are trying to bring mindfulness and awareness into our lives. Yeah, sort of to open into more spaciousness, more ease, and to just soften off any ways in which we're causing ourselves unnecessary suffering. Like, what a pity, why would we do that? Yeah, so at the end, we'll be making this chant, Sabbe Sata Sukhi Hontu. And if you haven't got the words the first time, they just get repeated. So you really can't go too far wrong. Okay. Right, so now I'm going to tell you about the meditation that we're going to do. So probably some of you have listened to today's talk, where I was introducing mindfulness and the 4 foundations of mindfulness. And I was drawing out these 2 aspects of mindfulness. So there's one aspect of mindfulness, which is about being present, recollecting ourselves, noticing, this moment, what is this experience like? And realizing how much of our lives actually we just don't show up to. You know, it's like we're simply not noticing, what is this like? So the first half of the meditation, which I'll be leading through, will be simply becoming present and bringing a sense of kindness. You know, whatever is going on now, we don't have to change it. It can be just the way it is, but can we just notice? Can we be present to it? And then in the second half of the meditation, we're going to explore the other aspect of mindfulness, which is clear comprehension or mindfulness of purpose, clear knowing. And this is like mindfulness of our values, like what is important to us in our lives? What do we want to live by? And actually, to be able to engage with mindfulness, actually we have to know why we want to do it. And those terms about, sort of clear knowing or understanding or this mindfulness of purpose, it can sound like it's a bit logical, it's cognitive. And of course, there is that aspect to it. So we may know quite clearly, if I keep bringing awareness to my breath when I start getting tangled up in thought trains, actually, I feel more at ease. I feel more relaxed. Space opens in my mind. So we might know quite clearly, well, why do we want to bring mindfulness into our lives? But then we have to remember that. We have to think, yes, that was what I wanted, more spaciousness in my life. Do you see what I mean? To practice the first sort of mindfulness, we need the second sort. We need the knowing where we want to go, knowing what we want to bring into our lives. There was somewhere else I was going with that. Oh yeah, I've just remembered. So it sounds like it could be quite cognitive, which it can be. That was that loop. But the other part to it is actually, it's not just a head thing. It's more this mindfulness of purpose, this knowing what we want to be at the heart of our lives, what we want our lives to be about. That's something that we feel in our heart or in our guts, but we definitely, it's in our body. It's like, and can we tune into what we want, what our heart wants, what our guts want on a very, very deep level? And that's what we want for ourselves in our lives. But it also includes, well, what would we want for the world? What would we want for other people and other beings? So that's what we'll be trying to tune into in the second half of the meditation. Right. And probably before I start leading the meditation, I'll just say something else about this second section. So sometimes this is called getting in touch with the heart wish. And so in this second part of the meditation, I'll drop in questions like, I don't know, what does my heart long for now, or something like that. Now, the temptation is to start thinking very hard about that. Okay, so you might want to, But bring awareness to that. If you want to go ahead and think about it, that's absolutely fine, you can. But it might also be that you just want to drop the question into your experience and you just stay focused on body, breath, being present, and let your body tell you, well, actually, what do I really want? And it doesn't matter if an answer doesn't come. You don't need to judge the answer. But it's like you're just dropping the question in the deepest level of my being, what do my cells want? So if in doubt at that point, if you feel like you start doing lots of thinking, just drop the thinking, come back to breath, come back to body, let your body tell you the information. It doesn't have to come in words. Okay. Right, so if you want to settle yourselves to begin the meditation, we'll meditate for about half an hour. Maybe a few minutes less. So just noticing your experience right now as you settle. Alive, awake, aware. So noticing to begin. What sensations are loudest? Is there anywhere particularly calling for attention in your experience right now? Maybe any areas of your body holding tension. Maybe just notice around your neck and shoulders. Your hands. Jaw. And if there's tension, you might want to ask it to relax. But if it doesn't, simply noticing, what is this like? This experience. So taking your attention now to any sensations of being supported by the ground. Anything you're seated on. Just noticing the raw data. Sensations of pressure or firmness. And now noticing the uprightness of our spines. Any sense of alertness or energy. Just noticing what tells us we're upright. A sense of curiosity. How do we know? And noticing now the breathing body. How does that sensation of feeling feel? Is our breath smooth or rough? Deep or shallow? And however it is, we're not trying to change it. Our own natural breath. So any sensations of breath in nose and throat. Taking our attention to breath in our heart area. Noticing now breath in our bellies. How deep can we feel that rocking tide of breathing? And imaginatively now, breathing into our legs and feet. And deep into the earth beneath us. And broadening now to include all our breathing body, all our sensations. And noticing now our minds. How do we feel right now? Noticing the texture of our experience. The felt sense of being us right now. And we're simply noticing and bringing a sense of kindness, whatever our experience. This is enough. So staying with the breath as our anchor. And now we can drop in the question. In my heart of hearts, from the depths of my heart, what would I most want in my life? And we're not judging the answer. Just noticing if there's any response. And again, In my heart of hearts, what do I most long for? You might have a response with a word or a phrase or an image. Or you might have not much, and it doesn't matter. Just noticing. From the depths of my heart, with all my heart and guts, what would I most want my life to be about? Noticing any tension or relaxing in the body as that question drops into your mind. From the deepest place in my being, from my heart, what do I most long for in my life? And don't worry if it seems possible or not. Don't worry about how to make it happen. Simply letting our heart long. And asking ourselves now the same question, but for others. From the depths of my heart, what would I most want for the world and its living beings? Returning again and again to breath and body. from my deepest heart, in the depths of my cells, what would I most want for others on this planet? And again, not worrying if it's possible. Simply letting ourselves wish it. In our heart of hearts, from the depths of our heart, what would we long for other creatures, other people we share this world with? And whatever responses arise, honour them. They don't need to be any different. We can trust we are spiritual beings. So once more, from my heart, what would I most want for this living world? And so dropping now the questions, and for a few minutes, simply sitting present to our experience, however that is.
Sabe sata suki hontu. 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 Sabe sata
Sukhi Hontu Sabe Sata Sukhi Hontu Sabe Sata Sukhi Hontu Sabe Sata Sukhi Hontu Sabe Sata Sukhi Hontu Sabe Sata Sukhi Hontu Sabe Sata Sukhi Hontu. And just noticing again in our bodies how does it feel to have been chanting for the happiness of ourselves and all beings? This experience. And if we had a particular response, a particular heart wish, for ourselves or for others, maybe remembering it, holding it to our hearts. And as we practice together through this week, that deepest wish we can recollect, come back to in mindfulness again and again. Alongside our recollection of this moment, this experience.
Thanks very much, Mitra City, for that really beautiful session. Almost seems like a shame to be talking now after the lovely silence and the chanting, the beautiful, really beautiful chanting. But yeah, really a big thanks to you, and lovely to meet the team as well, to see you in your shrine room at Taraloka. And that feels like a really good way to start the home retreat, this idea of setting our heart wish, not just for ourselves, but for the rest of the world, for the whole world. So yeah, thank you. Thank you again. So just a couple of things to mention. We're going to be meeting at the same time, same place tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll be moving into an exploration of the first foundation of mindfulness, which is a mindfulness of the body and sensations, which Hridaya Gita will be leading us through. So as I said previously, do check out all the retreat resources. There's videos on this theme and led meditations and practice suggestions, all on the home retreat space, which I've just included in the chat box. So you can have a look there to find the link for that. And if you have any questions starting to form, just do keep them in mind. As I said, we will have a questions and answers session on Sunday. So you'll have a chance to ask anything that might be coming up for you in your practice as well. And as we've been recording these sessions, so they'll be all going up on the Taraloka YouTube channel. And we'll be getting these videos on the home retreat space as soon as we can. So just another thing to mention is, if you want to, the Buddha Center Online runs meditations, daily meditations 3 times a day, every day except for Sunday. So you can get all the details of that on the buddhacenter.com/meditation. If you'd like to join in, if you're looking forward, if you'd like to have company throughout the home retreat. And just to mention, I've included a link in the chat box to the buddhacenter.com/giving. So if you haven't already and you are able to, please do support this retreat. The donations are going to both our team, the Buddha Center Online, and Taraloka. So if you do want to give in that way, just please mark it for Taraloka. That would be great. So I think that's all the housekeeping things I have to say for now. So if you're feeling really quiet, you might want to slip out at this point. But if you're not feeling really quiet, or you'd just like to have a chance to say hello to other people, and maybe hello to some of those people who you're waving at earlier, or to say thanks to the Taraloka team, you can do. I'll invite you all to unmute yourselves, and then we can just leave when you feel appropriate.
Hooray! Hi, folks. Bye, folks. See you again tomorrow.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you. That was lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, everyone. Thank you very much.
Lovely start, girls. Thank you.
Thanks, Dom.
so much.